Winston the Beard, good morning. I'm standing in the Yellowstone Canyon Campground, commercial area which I mentioned the other day. I'll just give you a quick twirl so you can see what I'm looking at. I'll probably blind you by the sun as well. The registration office, cafeteria, quite a large cafeteria. Here's the Walmart-sized car park. General store, restaurant. That building there is the one that I may have had a slight issue with the other day. Still lots of snow about. Clothes shop, sporting goods, backcountry office if you want to go out into the backcountry. Anyway, it's very early, there's no one here, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning. About to exit the park. We've got about an 80 mile, maybe not that long, maybe 60 miles to drive before we get out the park. I just wanted to flash the camera on and maybe rectify a few things. I feel as if I was a little bit unfair the other day when I had my mini rant about what Yellowstone, about how Yellowstone had made me feel. They do some amazing work. I've got huge respect for what happens here. I guess I was just a little bit surprised and taken aback by the experience I had with all the commercial places in the park. This is just one of them, and it really is smack bang in the middle of the park. There's a good, I think, at least 3 more, and it's just quite it's quite in your face, I think. The reason it took me back quite so much was because my experience in all the other parks has been very, very different. They've been very understated. The experience was very much about visiting the park and the wild. The visitor centres were there. They were informative, as they should be. Some of them were large buildings, but they weren't. The gift shops were very, very small. It was all about the park. It was all about the rangers. It was all about the work that they do. With Yellowstone, that seemed to be very, very different in every place we went. Where there was a visitor centre or an information desk, there was also a massive gift shop or lodge or something that they were trying to get you to, buy knickknacks from. Yellowstone obviously has a history. A much longer history than any other park. It was the first national park. It's also the largest national park, so they have a few different issues and different things to contend with. It has a fort when you come in the north entrance, which is where the army was first based. That's where the first commercial place was that we saw, right next to the fort. And the fort's part of its history. I wouldn't suggest that you just knock all the buildings down and restart from scratch. Although some parks have done that. Glacier have got rid of some of their massive lodges. That may have been because less people were going there, whereas Yellowstone hasn't had that problem. Lots of people wanted to come. I first of all wanted to say I've had an absolute blast in Yellowstone. It's been incredible. The wildlife, the diverse ecosystems, the landscapes have been mind-blowing. But it has been a bit of a surprise and a bit of a sore point for me, I think, just to come across such almost tactless commercialism within the park itself, when the ethos of all the other parks, and the national parks as a whole, I think, have very much said take nothing away but photos and memories, and leave nothing behind. Whereas Yellowstone has been a little bit different. It's obviously doesn't want you to leave anything behind, but it's desperately tried to get you to take a lot more away in terms of stuff just to fill your cupboards or mantelpieces with. That for me was a bit of a shame. Bit lost for words now. I'm trying not to rant about it and be negative, because it really has been wonderful, and I might do a little bit more later on just to top this up. But incredible place, well worth a visit. I'm really glad I came. Just a few surprises, that was all. Cheerio.